I thought, oh, to be a restaurant critic, you just have to like food.
Yeah, I'm going to meet Timothy. Timothy is from the US. He's living in New York and he's here to be a professional restaurant reviewer and eating at wonderful places and reviewing them in newspapers and magazines. And he's also a foodie as well. And yeah, I'm super excited.
For me, being a restaurant critic was the ultimate dream job. I was like, I made it. Like, I don't need to do anything else. And it turned out it's a lot harder and more stressful than people imagine, ever. I thought, oh, to be a restaurant critic, you just have to like food. And be able to write about it, you know, marginally well.
Right.
But turns out you need to write in such detail, so specifically, you need to back everything up with so much data or evidence.
And the earth is
flat. You're so stressed out the whole time that you're eating, and then you're stressed out afterwards because there were different editors I had to deal with who were maybe caused a lot of the stress, let's just say.
No, listen to me!
If I was too critical, they'd be like, oh, do you have any evidence of this? Well, you have to back it up. I'm like, what do you mean? I thought it was my opinion. Do you want my actual opinion or not? And turns out they didn't want my actual opinion.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So anyway, I did end up getting fired from several of those jobs.
Okay.
But after doing it for years. Yeah, so the main skill set actually it has nothing to do with really tasting or enjoying food. It is just writing detail, extreme detail.
Okay.
And I guess I was able to do that because I had a writing background. I was a philosophy major.
Okay, got it.
Had to back up everything with, you know, solid arguments.
and the earth is
flat. And that every time I was writing a paper or whatever.
But I figured you also need to be aware of cooking techniques, right? Or
yes, but not nearly as much as you would think, which upset me because I wanted to write about the food, but they wanted to know everything, you know, what the art is on the walls. It was so specific that it became really stressful, and I started to really value much more the meals that I could just pay for and just enjoy it with friends rather than being like, you have to order this, I have to order this, I would have to run to the bathroom. When I first got the job, I'd have to run to the bathroom and write notes. This was before like people would just sit on tables at their phones anyway.
Right.
So I'd have to run to the bathroom and write down all these notes and be like, at 1:05, the waiter came over and asked this, and at 1:07, they brought the beverages, and it's like I'd have to write all those details down, and it's not that fun, which is so shocking but maybe if I cared less about food, it would have been fine. It would have been just a job.
Right.
But for me, I care about the food. I love the food. So to have to sort of break it down into almost like a science or like a report was not, I started not enjoying that job at all. But eventually, when I lost those jobs, I was like, this is cool. I know it sounds ungrateful, but I was like, this is cool. I can go back to just eating and enjoying, picking where I go, enjoying when I order. Just if I don't enjoy it, I don't have to feel bad that someone might get fired. Do you know what I mean? Because that's some of the reports I would do.
They have an effect, right?
They have an effect. Yeah, they do. And I always got worried about that. And I was like, did I really want to hear if this waiter wasn't very good?
The menus, Madonna, very beautiful. Look how bellissimo, you're bellissimo, you're very beautiful. I want to take you to the back and for 5 minutes to see what happens. Look at his face. I'm just kidding. Calm down. Oh, kid.
Because then they might get fired. And I heard stories, not of my specific reports, but of other waiters being fired as a consequence. Yeah, so I just wanted to enjoy it. And if I didn't like the meal, great. If I liked it, great. And if I had good conversation, that's the most important thing. So, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
So, and people didn't realize that. I remember this. While I had some of these jobs, people would regularly say, how do I get this job? And I'd say, go to the site and here's the application. And I'd even say, I can help you if I want. And they would never get back to me, these friends. Or they would say like, oh no, I looked at it, no way. Because even to get the job took so much work. And then they realized that what they liked was the same thing I liked, which is just coming along for the ride, not the actual writing part. So I would say there was a time when in a way, I liked food less. And now it's back because I don't do that anymore. I just enjoy it, and I got to have great experiences and travel all over and enjoy it. You know, I think we tend to perceive the best parts of people's lives,
Right.
and you don't necessarily think about how much they had to struggle to get to wherever they are. So I think people perceive just what they want, the reward part of people's lives, whether that's, fame or fortune or a cool job or whatever it is, money, whatever you admire, and you don't think about all the other the struggle and the failures. And everything. It's good. It can be good to keep things in perspective.
What are you currently working on?
I'm starting a podcast, which is called Homesick.
Homesick.
Homesick. And the focus is on people who are living in a place that they don't come from. I interviewed those people over a meal, particularly a meal that comforts them, that reminds them of home. Whether that's their food from their old home or the food in their new home that they are comforted by or that they've adopted as their new comfort food. Like, what is a dish that evokes memories for you of your home or of your new place, and that inspires a conversation about how they got here and why they came here and what their upbringing was like and how they got into the field that they're in right now, or relationships, or sort of everything at once. Food kind of connects us to the major questions of our lives. Who are we? What is our upbringing like? Like, who have we become? How did we change over time? Have we realized our dreams? It's all kind of connected, right? Based on food. So I thought this podcast, Homesick, would really bring that out.
If you had to choose one meal or one kind of food, but one meal, or one dish.
Oh man,
to eat
so much pressure
every day for the rest of your life, 3 times a day. Which one is it?
And this answer is a cheat in a way, which is pizza.
Okay.
Why? Because there's some amazing, awesome pizzas, and pizza can have a whole other meal on top of it. Right? It's the vegetables.
Smart.
You could have meat, you could have pasta on it, you could have potatoes on it. We've had tons of seafood, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a way to cheat and get around the question. I know it's kind of a generic answer, but at the same time, pizza is one of those things I could have every day and be perfectly happy, because there's such variety in it, and because really good pizza with a great, New York crust, a crispy New York crust, or Neapolitan style, I also like, is something that's like I would never get sick of. Yeah. So.
All right, my brother.
Okay. Thank you for having me. This was great.
It was great. Yeah. So to wrap up this episode, Timothy, he's about to launch his podcast, Homesick, in May. So go to iTunes and type in Homesick, and it's a podcast about food memories, right? And I just love the idea, man. But I was so excited about to meet Timothy in the first place, because we both are like foodies. We are passionate about food shows, about food content, we happened to discover that we both know the same food YouTubers, or that we love watching the same food YouTubers as
Yeah.
well. And you know, when he told me the story that he was a professional food critic, right, and that it's not as sweet as it might sound, I mean, it was amazing. It was really revealing. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming here and enjoying the food together with us and sharing your experience, which was super fascinating.
It was my pleasure.
Okay,
Anytime.
cool. All right, thank you for watching, guys, and see you soon.